Alright, welcome everybody. We're going to be doing, we're going to learn how to prepare a catering proposal today for a function. So by the end of this session you'll be able to contribute ideas to a catering proposal based on a theme. Okay, that's what we're going to discuss today. And this will help you in your future when you continue your studies. We're studying the Certificate 3 in Hospitality Management at the moment. So this will help you as you progress through. It's one of your outcomes in your whole course that we're doing, and as you progress, this is going to help you to develop a full catering proposal, which includes the theme and the costing and the catering and so on and so forth. So you've already been touching on some of the subjects. This is the second point 3 outcome that we're doing today. We all know where the emergency exits are, but they're there and there if you need to. It's just going to be a 15-minute power session. It's going to be fun and exciting. So we're not going to have a break. But if you do want to have a coffee or a drink of water or whatever, we know whatever they are. First we're going to play a game, then we're going to have some brief discussion, then we're going to start to develop our own catering proposal themes for ourselves. Okay? So we'll get right into it. I've got this activity. We're going to play a game first. It's fun. It's called It's My Party and I'd Cry If It Was 8. So what we're going to do right on here is... So it's your party, your birthday's coming up in September, Vanessa. It's your party, it's coming up. Just right in the middle of that speech bubble, what your party's theme would be. So, you know, Harry Potter party, a Pinot Cruise party, a Bahama holidays, a B&S ball, whatever your party would be for your birthday coming up. I'll give you just a couple of seconds to finish that off, come up with your idea. You can go as elaborate as you want, you know, if it's your 50th coming up, Sharon, you can put, you know.
Oh, thanks for that.
Go elaborate.
Thanks, Bob.
Okay, everybody done? What we're going to do is we're going to go around the room and just sing out what our party is, you know, your name. We have, you know, first time this class is all together because we're all coming from different streams. So we'll go around, Alana's going to start us off and she's going to say, you know, give us a background of why that's her party thing.
Hawaiian, because I just love Hawaii.
Grant?
Motorsport.
Motorsport.
Who doesn't love a car going fast?
Mine's a redneck rally.
Redneck rally. And
A circus.
a circus, well that's good.
Because everybody's clown
Okay.
so yeah.
So what we're going to do, keep that with you because we're going to move on to the little arrows in a second as we start to develop it. I'm going to write up my party theme for my birthday, and what we're going to do is discuss some variables that go with that, right? So mine is a Mexican fiesta. Mexican fiesta.
And why?
Because I'm suave, which means cool in Mexican.
Spicy.
There you go. And chico suave.
Spicy.
Suavemente, you know? Alright, so we've got our theme. What we need to do is discuss the catering, discuss the options that we have around this theme. Do we need a fancy dress for Mexican fiesta? Yes. What are we going to wear?
Sombreros.
Sombrero.
Ponchos.
Sombrero,
And
poncho.
chihuahuas.
I'm going to have my little pet dog there.
Mustaches. Yeah.
What? Yep. Moustache. Yep.
A smile.
A smile, yes, you need to be happy. What about like a cactus? So we're going to have decorations. This is what we're going to wear. This is what we're going to have. Decorations. What are we going to have?
Cactuses.
Decor, cacti.
Sombreros again.
Yeah, you could have sombreros.
So, Pinata.
A piñata.
Yes.
And that also goes into games that we'll play. What games might we play? Are we going to have a piñata? What else can we have?
I was going to say,
Yeah.
pin tail on the boat.
Pin tail.
Tequila.
What about like
tequila.
drinking games?
Now you're talking about
Even something a bit less than drinking games, we could do have some conga lines.
Oh yeah, except Mexican.
Mexican music.
We're close. We can do a Mexican way. Music.
Mexican way.
Do we have a band? Do we have a DJ? What do we need?
Band.
Band.
Like performers, yeah.
Or a DJ. What is performance?
DJ.
Performance. Okay. Anything else that you would add? Where are we going to have it? Food. What do we eat when we eat Mexican?
All those.
Tacos.
Fajitas.
Yeah.
Fajitas.
Fajitas. Burritos.
burrito,
Enchiladas,
Salsa that no one's touched yet.
salsa.
guacamole.
And has not eaten.
So we also have to think about where we're going to have it. So if we're having a Mexican fiesta, we want to have it maybe outside,
Mexican.
outdoors. Yeah, Mexican. It could be near in a beer garden
Yeah.
or next to a pool.
Yeah.
Any other ideas?
In a,
In a desert.
In a desert, in a garden centre. I don't know.
in a dark smoky bar.
One of the main things that you have to always think about when you're organising a theme for a party is who's coming. And are they, me and my friends are all of a similar age, we're all below 50-ish, and we like to have massive parties where we drink a lot. But there might be people that come that are over 50. We might have friends that are over 50. Will they enjoy something similar to this? So who will we invite? We need to work on the guest list.
Fun people.
Yeah. And does this party suit the guest list? Does this theme suit our guest list? If we've got, all over 60s, are they going to enjoy a Mexican fiesta? Probably not. Depends if they're loose.
It depends on the over 60s.
Yeah, it depends on the over 60s. I
Chaz enjoys the party.
But the main point of this exercise now, guys, was to demonstrate that we need to research our theme before we plan it. Right? Everyone understands that bit?
Yep.
The next bit is even more exciting, where we get to plan your themes that you guys have. Use the ideas and concepts that we've had here. Get your smartphones out, use your technology, use your laptop if you need to, and come up with your ideas of how to make this party happen. So a few things that you can consider while you're writing things down. The venue option, where do you hold it, how many people fit in the venue? And does that suit the amount of people that you're going to invite? How many friends do you have? Who's going to deliver the catering and what the catering is going to be? If there's any preferences for the invitees. What do they like to eat, drink? Do they have any dietary requirements? Are they gluten-free? Do they need mashed up food if you're in a nursing home? Because nursing home people still have parties. The timing of the party, what's the season?
Summer.
And time.
You'd hope it for a fiesta,
Yeah.
but if it's a redneck rally, you might want a muddy day.
Yeah, that's right.
Or a motocross thing, you might want it to be a bit of a wet day.
Yeah.
And if it's not, you might want to get the hose out and start getting it all muddy and sloshy. And the length of the party is very important. My son just had a party recently, and it was a Harry Potter theme. It was all kids under 6, and we made sure there was only 2 hours. 2 hours of power, feed them up full of sugar, give them back to their parents. So, but if it's it was a great day. If it's more older people, then you might be able to stretch it out. They might want to sit and have more lengthy conversation and have a few more cups of tea and whatever. You should research a few available resources that you'll need for the day. So cutlery, crockery, are you going to buy it in? Are you going to hire it? Is it going to be plastic to throw away? And then if you throw it away, do you need a rubbish bin? Or do you need a skip bin if it's a lot of people? And research where you're going to get your costumes. Where's all your party hire stuff from? Your decorations, your ornaments. We've got a few minutes to do this. While you're doing it, the main thing to consider overall is the budget. What's your budget for your party? Who's paying for it?
It's like you're paying.
If you have any questions, if you need any help, you can definitely, like I said, jump on your phone and use your phone if you need to, or your internet. Alright, is anybody finished? Most of us should be. It doesn't have to go into great detail, but it's good if you've got a few resources and you can look some stuff up. Or if you know the industry a bit, which because we're all doing our certificate now, we should all know, we should have a few contacts. I think Lana dinner's mostly finished. Do you want to go through a few of the key things? So where are you having your Hawaiian?
Anywhere.
Oh.
Well, I was thinking actually the Leo Club.
Okay.
You know, it is a bit winter, but we want to have some fun because it's going to be summer, so it's indoors and we can decorate it how we want.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
are you going to eat?
We're going to eat. We're going to have a luau.
Oh,
Put
wow.
the pig in the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah, lots of salads and
ham and pineapple pizza.
yeah, definitely. I don't eat that over there.
Are there any? Is there a costume hire place in town? And what?
Absolutely, yeah. Hula skirts and Hawaiian shirts and that's pretty much it for Hawaii.
And because you're having a Leo
Amy's.
Club, are you hoping that Kim's going to wash all your dishes for you?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, she'll, yeah.
So that comes with the hire. That's always a good thing
Yeah,
to
so
remember that
that's-
if you hire an event hall,
Add to the
you've got,
budget.
yeah, you've got the washing up done for you.
Yeah, no, we'll,
Anything exciting? Anything to note of interest?
yeah, we're going to do hula dancing and limbo. So far, I've got down for games.
Cool.
There's going to be all ages, kids and adults. I think it's a fun event for all ages.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Shaz, do you want to go through a few points that you've got?
Yep, dress would be costume as circus
I said circus party.
party, yep. And you'd be able to hire that from
Any hire?
any hire company. A venue, a large tent, and find a big backyard, put that in.
Sounds good.
Decor would be streamers, balloons, anything like.
It's a relatively easy one to set up, which is good.
Yeah. Have some games, pretend tightrope, and hoops. Yeah. Jugglers, band and DJ, having music,
Yeah.
and length of time, I haven't worked that out yet. And food would be.
But on Sharon's point, does anyone have anything that they can add to Sharon's ideas? I would have an entertainer. I'd have a clown there.
I was going to say, yeah, entertainer or someone that does the,
Yeah.
not the
Balloon animals, depending if
And then
fabric
juggler.
things from the ceiling.
Oh, like the Russian silk.
Yeah.
Yeah, silks, yeah, yes.
Good ideas. And does that fit in Sharon's budget, do we think?
she didn't explain
No.
her budget, so we
need
aren't
to go to
sure.
budget First, but that's it, you're paying.
We have to work on our budget.
Yep.
Vanessa?
Love Vanessa. So mine was the Redneck Rally, and I'll be really honest, this is actually what I'm planning to do for my 40th next year.
Awesome.
So I'm thinking about holding it at the art pavilion down at the showground. It's a real rustic building, and having like tons and tons of fairy lights.
You sound like you've done this course before.
Well, I have an interest. So, like for instance, the dress to it would be very casual because it's redneck, so flannelette shirts and
You
jeans.
see, yeah. No shoes.
No, no cash, thongs and
Shoes
shoes
optional.
So of course, like our resources would be like plastic plates and things like that. But I had thought about buying a whole heap of mason jars, and all the people that I've been invited, I have a tag on the handle of the mason jar with their name on it so that they can swig moonshine.
Yeah, you make punch and call it moonshine.
Yeah. So, and like for instance, on the food tables have like red and white checkered cloths, and of course, because I'm a muso, it has to have a band.
With a banjo.
With a banjo. But even like have a kids table that has like colouring in and Play-Doh and things like that. But my biggest thing is I want to have a photo booth so that I can capture a lot of funny photos and things
Sounds
like that. So yeah.
Grand, wrap us up, mate. What do you got?
Oh yeah, mine was motorsport. I went at it with the from the angle of the car club and celebrating maybe the car club's birthday or anniversary. So potentially there's hiring of a racetrack because it's motorsport themed. There's no point.
Look you up.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later. So obviously, coming to the racetrack, you're going to be there. You're going to be in your racing suits, your helmets, your gloves, and stuff like that. So we'll just have that as the attire for the party. There'd be your motorsport events, so motor car, time attack, lap sprints. Probably 4 to 6 hours from sort of midday kind of thing. So from 8 till 4 or 2. Catering will be supplied by the venue. Considering there's some pretty good venues out there. It'll be on a Saturday so that nobody has to take any major time off work and centrally located so no one has to travel too far. There'll be a licensed venue so we're going to have alcohol at the party later on. Entertainment and an MC. Maybe there we could do something with trophies and stuff like that. Notification timeframe, so we'd have to let people know early enough for them to plan and organise.
Yeah. So when do we send out invitations? Should we give them a month or more?
Yeah, how long do we need to give?
And who are inviting? What's the reach of who we're inviting? It's a good point to put down on your stuff.
But even with that too, you have to think about accommodation available in your towns.
Yeah, open to, yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think everybody did really well. That's a lot of stuff to fall back on as we continue on. So the next part of this, we've discussed how to put together a theme and interject a theme into a catering proposal, and now you'll be able to apply this to planning the rest of the event. So an event proposal is made up of a few parts. So we need to have our theme, our guidelines per se of what the person wants. The customer wants this as their theme. How can we make sure that we've got all the we've thought of all the issues surrounding it? How do we then put it into their catering proposal? How do we, who's catering and does the caterer have that information? Where's the venue? Does the venue know that we're having a luau? Blah, 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 blah. And add all that information into there. As I said before, these outcomes are part of the Certificate 3 in Hospitality Management, so hopefully we'll be able to see you, in the next class that I'll be teaching. I'm only just relieving for Shaz at the moment, so when she gets back from her holiday in Hawaii, then she can come and take back over, but hopefully she stays there because she's a bitch anyway.
And I want this
She's on
job.
sandwich.
But she's actually got a really pretty face. I hope everybody had fun and enjoyed this topic. It's one of my favourites. Everybody seemed to do really well. If you're looking for any templates to assist, you can find heaps of templates on the web. This is just a very simple part of, like I said before, a 4 or 5 step process to getting a full proposal. But a full proposal sheet you can find on the internet, just type it into Google. There's 1,000 to go with. Some are more detailed, some are more simple, so it's whatever sort of suits you. But anyway, I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.